My incubus won't let me touch him. It's been a month. Is he broken? I typed, my brow furrowed as I stared at the customer support chat. The reply was swift and polite. Our store's incubi are practically designed to cling to their masters. This sounds like he might be defective. We can process an exchange for you, dear. A new one will arrive in a week. My gaze fell on Damien, the man who was sculpted exactly to my aesthetic standards. I'd give him another chance. If not, I'd get him serviced. He was too perfect to give up on. But at the family dinner, I watched in horror as my incubus had a reaction to my stepsister sitting across the table. That's when it hit me. The day the package arrived, it was my stepsister who opened the box for me. That night, I contacted customer support again. A new one in a week. You said, yes, please, ship me another one. Damien's eyes were bloodshot, his brow tight as if he were enduring the ultimate agony. He'd been growing weaker these past few days. Now, he sat on the edge of the bed, breathing heavily. I flipped through the incubus manual. It says right here that all you need is, I cleared my throat, a little embarrassed, and you won't feel so bad. I reached for his collar. A small, crimson mole pulsed on his clavicle, hypnotic with each rise and fall of his chest. The moment my fingers brushed his skin, he shoved me away hard. I looked down at the red mark blooming on my pale wrist and frowned. He still wouldn't let me touch him. Sorry, he rasped, his eyes dark and unreadable. Instinct, I'm going to take a cold shower. As he disappeared into the bathroom, I pulled out my phone. Damien was the incubus I had received a month ago. I'd paid a fortune for him, custom made to my exact specifications. I waited a full year for his arrival. The irony was thick enough to choke on. An incubus is supposed to draw sustenance from its master, yet he refused my touch at every turn. Why is my incubus so different? He's clearly in pain, but he absolutely refuses to let me near him. Over the sound of the running water, the support agent's reply came through. Dear, have you completed the binding contract with him? I'd read the manual cover to cover. I wasn't a fool. I bound him the very first night he arrived. There was a long pause on the other end. That shouldn't be possible. Our incubi are professionally trained. Every single one is clingy, desperate to be with their master 24/7. I was losing my patience. Are you saying I'm lying? Of course not, dear. Please don't worry, the agent typed quickly. How about this? Send him back to us, and we'll ship you a brand new one. The replacement should arrive in about 7 days. Just as the message appeared, the bathroom door opened. Damien stood there, wrapped in a white towel. Water dripped from his temples, tracing a path down his chiseled jaw, over his pecs and abs. Before disappearing into the towel, I swallowed hard. He was my perfect type, custom built for me. And he was a lemon. I'll observe him for a little longer. If he doesn't improve, I'll consider sending him in for service. The agent meant scrapping him entirely. What a waste. Of course, dear. Ping me anytime if you have more questions. Zoxo. I shut off my phone, seeing his pale face and bloodshot eyes. A pang of pity struck me. I just talked to support. They said they've never seen a case like this. I looked at him, my voice soft with concern. How could he get sick? He looked perfectly healthy. The hand drying his hair paused, his eyes darkened, and when he looked at me, they were completely devoid of emotion. Nothing like the ads, where the incubi looked at their masters with stars in their eyes. If you still can't handle it in a few days, I'll take you to get serviced. He seemed to let out a breath of relief and nodded. I felt wronged. A delicious meal right in front of me, and I couldn't even take a bite. The frustration was unbearable. I got up and left the room. The whole reason I bought an incubus was because I had appetites. My father's call came through. I answered, annoyed. Your grandmother misses you again. When are you coming home? I knew it was an excuse. It was him who missed me. My dad was a complete daughter-doting slave. 2 days without seeing me was like torture for him. I rubbed my forehead. Fine, I get it. I'll be there soon. I glanced back and froze. Damien was already packing a suitcase. You really like going to the estate, don't you? I hadn't even hung up the phone, and he was already getting ready. The man's hand stilled for a second. He said nothing. I didn't think much of it then. I hated going back to that house, but I couldn't fight my dad's emotional blackmail. Your grandmother only has so many years left. Is it wrong for her to want to see you? So, after only 3 days away, I was back. The moment I stepped through the door, a girl lunged at me. I